Greetings all, Shardvixen here. Got my hair done. This is Rambling 101. We know what that means. Probably nothing of interest for most of you. Just me sprouting shit out of my brain. That's it. I've been working very, very, very hard on getting my crafting stuff all sorted. Now I got the garage done, and I'm really excited by that, but that took, I think I started last year this time. Because I had been, my mask isn't fitting right. I think it's because I've lost weight. I'm going to have to make a new one, so it bugs me. So I'm going to show you something. And I'm not going to even say don't judge, because I know you're probably going to judge, because we all judge. That's just how we are. But don't be mad or mean about it. I mean, you can, I guess. That's fine, too. But I'm going to show you really quick what my, where all my craft supplies are now. And now I have to go through those, because I just piled them up on my table. And it is a mess. Because I'm also in the process cutting up all the magazines I have that people have sent me over the years that I just piled in my garage with the intent that I was going to use them. Well, now I'm going to use them. So I've been going through cutting them and recycling the ones I don't want. I'm on that verge of being a hoarder, so I always have to, every 3 to 6 months, go through all my crap, because if I don't, it's just horrible. So we're going to move you here, which is a bumpy ride. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy ride. Alright, so I have to switch you around too, because you're not really there. See, you're looking at me, not looking at stuff. But we get over here first. And then you're gonna go, oh my gosh, this woman is crazy, which is true. And you're gonna get less light. So I have to stop, start again. So hang on. And there you go. There is the mess. Oh my God. So what's going to happen is I'm going to clear all these shelves up. They got crap on them. And then all this came out of my garage. Books and everything. And then all this is going to be cleared off. I already started over there. Those are books and cooking stuff and everything. There's my heads. And then all of this, every single bit of this is going to be gone through, sorted, thrown away if I can't use it. And then if I can use it, it's going to be put away in its proper place. I kind of started that with the shelves over there. Up there where Shardvixen is. My other Shardvixen. My other me. Because there's my cases and they've got stuff in them. But I'm going to be pulling the cases out and I'm going to put some new stuff in it. So I'm hoping to have this done. I wanted to have it done earlier. And we would have done Rumbling 101 art stuff. But that's not going to happen. So this is what it is. And now we're going to take the walk back to my place. I cleaned this out though. Look. Let's show you real quick. See, all that's all nice and clean now. It has to be vacuumed, but I can't use the vacuum cleaner. It hurts my shoulders so bad that it goes down into my hips and then I have a hard time walking. I am a clutterer, that's for sure. It's funny. Out of high school, when I first went to college, I cleaned houses. And, well, I cleaned houses and I cleaned storage units. I preferred the storage units because all you had to do in the storage unit is go in, combat some wasps, cockroaches, and or spiders, just clean everything out, pull it out, and then sometimes if they had you clean them out, they'd let you go through them and you could find cool stuff. That's me, cool stuff, always. So the hair is 3 tones of pink of Arctic Fox. And then the darker color here is a blue-black. We mixed the Transylvania black with a Poseidon blue. And the 3 pinks are Sunset Peach, Fuchsia, I think it's called. And then something pink. I don't know what the other pink is. It's like a cotton candy pink, but that's not what it's called. So, excuse me for not knowing. Alright, so, when the craft stuff's all done, then I'm going to do themed journals. I'm going to do recycled junk journals, but they're going to be themed. And like I said, the first one I'm doing is about bunnies for a friend of my daughter's. And what I might do is show you how I put pieces of them together. Then put that whole video, like film bits of it, and then put it and edit it and put it together as one whole video. Like an intro, excuse me, like a little vlog intro and a little vlog exit. But for the most part, it'll be, I don't know why this is bugging me. It'll be done that way. I weighed in at the hospital when I went in because, I don't know, some of you might not know. Last Thursday I went into the hospital. I had something going on with my leg. It's still there. I just don't touch it. It doesn't really hurt anymore, but it's like it's scarred. Like I got these webs of scar tissue. It's really weird looking. It's not like varicose veins because I have those, which I was thinking the other day. So, you know, some of us are gifted with being beautiful. And then some people have to work at being beautiful. I am not, you know, it's hard to say. I see myself as beautiful because I think ugly is like how everybody, Quasimodo, you know, like they all wanted to hurt him and they wanted to get rid of him because he was so ugly that they said he hurt their eyes. That's, if you were so ugly, I think people would kill you. That's what I think. I mean, they would just, they're pretty mean to people, but I think they'd be more mean to people. But, so, that's always whenever people would say, well, do you think I'm ugly? Well, no, you couldn't be ugly, because if you were ugly, people would have thrown rocks at you, or, you know, people would have tried to change you, or stuff like that. But, that's just my own personal opinion on this, being what is considered a classic, unattractive woman. That, you know, that's how people have... When they're nice, that's what people have said. When they're not nice, they say, you so ugly. You so ugly, we have to tie a bone around your neck so the dog will play with you. That's a joke my dad used to say. You know, so, and other ones. I've talked about this before because I've talked about other stuff like that. But, so, I had a really nice, clear face as a teen. I was lucky. I didn't have too many problems with pimples or whatever. And then about 18... About 18, my dogs are wrestling up themselves. Hey! Stop at you two. I'd say about 18, 19 years old, I started to get this stuff around my nose. And then which was rosacea. And then it moved out into my face. And at one point, I think about when I was 22, 23, it covered my whole face in crustiness. It was so painful. So painful. Hurt all the time. Finally, within the last 6 months, my doctor has given me a cream. And I can use the cream so my face is much clearer now. But I still get them right along the jawline here. You can see them. But then also, when I was born, and then when my teeth were developing in my mouth, they developed incorrectly. So I had teeth that were in places that had to come out because they'd be dangerous to my nasal and jaw cavities. So they had to be pulled out and replaced. And so by the time I was 16, I had 2 fake teeth in my eye teeth, and I wore a bridge for them. And then the dentist said that by the time I was 21, my teeth would all be gone because I had problems with decayingness. So my baby teeth decayed in my mouth, and then my adult teeth also were not strong. I have really good roots, though. That would be a plus if you could use your roots, huh? So I don't have very many teeth. And that is one of my own personal things that is teeth bother me. Other people's teeth, my teeth, teeth bother me. I notice teeth. Like I notice if they're fake. I notice if they're not fake. I notice if they're not, you know, I don't know. It's just me and teeth. It's like feet. I have the same problem with feet. I'm not really into feet. Baby feet are so cute. Little toddler feet are kind of cute. And then they get ugly for some particular reason. To me. When I was a kid, butts were the same way. I just couldn't stand people's butts. So the other thing on my mind has been role-playing. Because, you know, I'm in a role-playing group called the Fractured Empire. And then I did some role-playing outside of that and got in trouble in the No Man's Sky community as a troll. Yes, me, a troll. I guess I could kind of see that. But from my point of view, all I was doing was debating exactly how I was taught in college to debate. No emotion, don't get violent, and just point out the falsehood of other people's claims, which is never good. But I do it nicely. I mean, I debate very nicely, but I can continue to debate my side or a different person's side. I won, I got really good grades in most of my classes for my persuasive arguments and things like that, because I could talk to people in ways that you're supposed to talk to people when you're doing that kind of stuff. And because I was a public speaker for quite a bit of time. The thing is, it's funny to me because the thing that's funny about this is that people only get a bit of you, right? When you role play, they only get a bit of who the person behind it is. And not even a correct assumption, because you're role playing, right? It's like acting. If you really think that Keanu Reeves is exactly the way he is in The Matrix in real life, I'm sure you get a pleasant surprise when you meet him. Or not, you know. Or I remember the first time I saw an interview with Gerald Butler, one of my favorite actors. And it was, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. And I was like, wow. Because it was in content, so it was different. And I thought, you know, that weirdness that you think somebody is a certain way, and then when you hear them talk or do something, they're not that way anymore. So for me, when I role play strictly in character. And wherever I go in that character, I stay in character. And I don't cross over into online persona or real persona. I just talk. So they had a video, and I know I've probably talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it one more time, and then I ain't talking about it no more. So they had a video where somebody called out a bunch of civs. And I thought it was a cool role-playing video. I mean, it reminded me of the ARG, if any of you played that, the Waking Tycoon, that whole thing. So I show up where it says there's a wet Discord, and everybody's doing their evil, we're going to take over the world thing. And then a bunch of other people show up who are not role-playing and are acting like it's a real-life threat to their Discord servers or civilizations, which blew me away. But I get it. I'm not on. I haven't been doxxed. I haven't been, and that's not an invitation. Come dox me, guys. But I have had other things in my past that are like that. I had a guy who stalked me across the United States. I had a guy who stalked me in the city. I've had people who found my phone number and called me when they found out who I was online and just harass me. I mean, I get it. So it's not that I don't understand. I do get it. The thing is that if somebody made a video, I would assume I assumed, which was wrong because we're not supposed to assume, that it's a role-playing video. I mean, because No Man's Sky is not real. We're not in space. But I get it. I get that people troll. I get that people spam. I get they do that. So I think, for me, and this is just me and my opinion, I think that everyone needs to take a step back, and they really need to redesign how they want their role-playing to go. So they should have an announcement at the very beginning, this is not a role-playing server, or this is a role-playing server, or this is not a role-playing server and we have role-playing. I've been in other Discord servers that do that. I've been in crafting. I just started doing some crafting Discords, and they're like that. If they have role-playing, they have a role-playing channel, and that's it. That's all the only place you role-play. The confusion, and most people agree with me this, is that if your first name's Bob, like you're Bob Joe, Bobby Joe, Bob Joe Timer, that's your name, right? That's your real name. Which I don't think I've ever met a timer, but, you know, you never know. And you show up online as Bob Joe Timer, that's your real name. That's who you are, okay? Then you add a role-playing character to that, right? So you're Darth Vader now. Well, Darth Vader can only be used as Darth Vader in the role-playing. But the moment you take Darth Vader and become him in other servers, people are very confused. Because then they're like, are you role-playing or are you not? So then you add that to more confusion, is that you have people who have online tags, what I call online personas. Shardvixen could be one if you wanted to see it that way, though I am also Shardvixen in real life and have been in many places. But so Shardvixen shows up, or all my other many names I have in personas. You know, my work persona, my home persona, my party persona, my fun persona. They're just bits and pieces of me, right? But if I show up and I play if I show up online as Shardvixen, then I role play as Shardvixen. It's very hard for people to know if I'm role playing or not role playing, I think. So I am now going to start making sure that if I role play, I have another name, and I'll just role play that name. And I'm going to take a step back. My problem is I've been labeled as a troll, and I keep getting kicked out of Discord servers when I just want to talk about what has happened and how we can move forward. But apparently trolls are not allowed to have conversations. You're not allowed to change, which irritates me. Irritates me because to me that's a lot like how bullies are in real life. That is how people ostracize and discriminate against other people. We have a system that says that until you are proven guilty, you're innocent, which of course doesn't always go that way. Ignore my dog. He's been talking a lot lately. He's learned to talk, apparently, and he growls all the time. And it's a squishy kind of subject. I get it. It's very squishy and kind of has weird lines and things go all and but I think that it's like everything else. If you want something to change, okay, first of all, you got to stand up to it. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing up to it. Second of all, you have to show how you want to change. And that's what we're trying to do in the Fractured Empire. We're trying to initiate change. We're trying to say, okay, if you were a troll over here, we're not saying you weren't a troll. I never said that about any of those people. They probably were trolls. All I ever said was if they come to the Fractured Empire, and all of us in the Fractured Empire don't have any experience with them as trolls, then until they prove that they are a troll, we have to assume they're innocent. Because that's how most of us are raised, unless you were in a different country. And then that's fine, because, you know, that works differently in some countries. But I always look at it this way. Treat people how you want to be treated. So if you want people to do good things, try to model that. So in the Fractured Empire, we are trying to model the way we want role play to be. And we're going to try to get other people to do so when they come to visit us. What they do in their own server or other places, that's fine. But we're going to try to show how we want role play to be. And I think I'm hoping we'll branch out to other games. So we don't just have to be in the No Man's Sky community. We can go out and play in Minecraft as a Fractured Empire. Or we can, but I don't know. I don't own the Fractured Empire. I just make suggestions about it. And some of my suggestions have pissed a lot of people off in it. And people have left, and people have come, and people go. That is the nature of things. And I might leave. You know, I might down the road decide it's not worth my time and effort. It's not fun anymore, and I'm going to go. It is easy, though, to get caught up. Even for me, and I've been trained not to get caught up in this weird drama concept. See, role play for me is drama. That's what gears role play. I mean, think about it. Ever since you were a kid, I did role playing since I was a kid. We would create adventures in my backyard where we were going through the jungle, and you know, we didn't just sail down the jungle and that was it and take pictures of the animals. Well, crocodiles would try to eat us, and natives would try to kill us, and we would have fights with dead pirates, and you know, that's drama. That's the action part of role playing, man. And so that's always going to be there for me. I know for other people, Charcoal, we're going to do it in just a minute. He's just all talking. He wants to go to the PRK, and it's time, he thinks. But my daughter can't take him till tomorrow, so he just sits at the door and whines at it and talks in his little weird sound. But he does that now for everything. Like, not to get off the other subject, but it is Rambling 101. If I'm laying down and it's cold, he sits at the edge of the bed and makes that noise until I open up the blanket so he can get in it. If he wants a TREAT, he'll sit by the TREAT jar and make that noise. somewhere in the last couple of months, he's figured out that noise, is, besides being irritating, gets our attention. So I've tried to ignore it, because that's what you do with behavior. You don't want to, but it's annoying. It works as well as that "Izzy mom, Izzy mom, Izzy mom, Izzy mom, Izzy mom" that Boo Boy does to me. It's like, ah, you know. Anyway, so for the role playing thing, anyhow, I just wanted to be heard in the internet out there. Woo! That I didn't feel that I did anything wrong. Now I get that's kind of how trolls are, but I feel I was just arguing my viewpoint. I was arguing it in role play, which irritated people because I didn't give them the answers they wanted. But they could have DM'd me, and only one person did, and we had our conversation, and they understood it. I'm open to anybody DMing me. I'm opening to people, you know, even coming here and making comments and, you know, talking about it. It should be out in the open, not sneaky or whatever. I've tried to approach people, and they get mad and just kick me off their server, and I just left some of them because there's no point. I don't hold any animosity. I get what's going on. I understand why people are upset. I understand that you had a lot of difficulty for a very long time. But as a psychology major, one of the things that I had to deal with is be an intermediary between people who had a lot of problems for a long time. Anyway, so I welcome anybody coming and chatting with me. You know, I see from the psychology point of view that how things had played out before, it's like being bullies. That you're telling people they're this way and that they're never going to change. And I don't believe that. I believe people can change and they should be given the opportunity to do so. And if they mess up or fuck up in the process, then yeah, you can come back and say, see, I told you so. You can come back and tell me, I told you so. It won't change the way I viewpoint, and it doesn't mean I'm going to change the way I deal with people. It just means that, okay, in that circumstance, for that period of time, that has happened. But I am trying very hard to coach those people that people are seeing as trolls so that they don't be trolls. Because that's how you do it. You don't just put them in a corner and banish them and say, that's it. You encourage them to change. That's what rehabilitation is about. That's what changing life is about. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you can't give up. But everybody wants to give up. And I don't give up, and that's what makes people mad at me, because I'm tenacious that way, and I grab on, and I don't give up. I'll get bored and move on, but I don't give up. Anyway, so let's see, what else? Next week is Know Thyself. I'm not sure what it is, though. I have to look at my calendar. I got a new calendar now for that. I'm going to see, I'm on Instagram. I'm going to try to do more Instagram, try to do more Twitter. I've rearranged my devices, so I have more on-hand devices. So if you want to chit-chat, you can. So, I will catch you all on the flip side. I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, also, if this upsets you at any point in time, I apologize. You know, my opinions, only my opinions. Welcome to have a conversation about it. Conversation. Not yelling at me. That's the one thing I needed to let people know, is that some people were foul-mouthed to me. And it's very hard to have a clean conversation with people when they're calling you a fucking bitch. But I try very hard to ignore that and move past it. But if that's how you're going to come at me, I'm probably not going to have a conversation with you. So you can put it down there if you want, but I probably will not. I'll probably ignore it. And, you know, if you show up on any of my social media doing the same thing, I'll probably just maybe one time say something and then the rest of the time not saying